Hello everyone, it's Slatter with GTA Sports, and welcome to another edition of GTA's ISO Mode. Make sure you follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTA Sports, and don't forget GTASportsnet.com for all things in the world of sports. Before we get into today's ISO Mode, make sure you check out New Age Elements. It's jogger season. Get your Heat Check joggers, hats, shirts, you name it. New Age Elements. NAElements.net. Get your gear today. And for all your videography, photography needs, check out Magic Shots. Tell it Ty sent you. Check it out. Now, today we're going to talk about a team that I haven't talked about in a while because, let's just be honest, they've taken a nosedive since they made their appearance in the finals of 2021, losing to the Milwaukee Bucks. Today we're talking about the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are in a position where the window for a championship is closed on them. The West got tougher, the East got stronger. And to be quite honest with you, the team that they had constructed for a championship, which is basically the team they have right now, is basically imploding from the inside out. Now, I knew this was coming when I saw the reports of DeAndre Ayton basically going to Indiana because they made an offer. Phoenix had to match it. Phoenix matched it. He stayed in Phoenix because he was a restricted free agent, not an unrestricted free agent. For those of y'all that don't know the difference, unrestricted free agent, any team could take you. The other team could match it if they want to, but it's not a restriction there. That means you can leave and walk and get your money wherever you want and wherever you see fit. And the best deal, may the best bidder win. A restricted free agent means a team can make an offer for you, and your team that you're stuck to contractually with X amount of years left on your deal, typically it's 1 or 2 years left on your deal when you're an unrestricted free agent, can match it and extend you and basically hold you, not hostage per se, but just keep your contract locked in with the team that drafted you. So, when that happened, this team was already on a downward spiral. They backpedaled by not making it back to the finals the following season after 2021, losing in the semifinals in Game 7 to the Dallas Mavericks, who in turn lost in the Western Conference Finals to the now defending champion Golden State Warriors. And that was a 7-game series too. And we're going to talk about Dallas in another episode of ISO Mode. So stay tuned to that because I got a lot of great things to say about Dallas. They're in great shape this year. They made some upgrades, including one of the players I'm about to talk about from this team, JaVale McGee, who got very good minutes in production in Phoenix. But when it was time to pay him a bigger contract, Sarver didn't want to pay it. He was an unrestricted free agent, and he went to Dallas. Dallas scooped him up because they needed a big. So now he's in Dallas with Luka. We'll get more into that on another episode. Losing JaVale McGee, who basically was backing up DeAndre Ayton off the bench, sometimes even starting with him at the 4, it put them in a position now where they start Cameron Johnson now, which that is also because Jay Crowder demanded a trade after everything that went down this postseason in regards to them deciding on whether to give Cameron Johnson more minutes or Jay Crowder, when Jay Crowder's been their starter for the last 2-3 years. Of course, Cameron Johnson's up and coming. He plays the exact same position. He is 26, while Jay Crowder is 32. And they drafted Cam in a high draft pick, so this is only year 3 for him. So it was time. It was time to basically cash in on their investment. So I understood the move. It's unfortunate. They also signed Damian Lee from Golden State. He was an unrestricted free agent after winning a championship. And mind you, he's only 29, 5th year in the league. Got him on a minimal contract. Again, so good deal for them. They still got Bismack Biyombo from Charlotte. He's on a 1-year deal that expires next year. Again, it's one of those things where this team has enough pieces to win, but the pieces don't fit. And when I say that, DeAndre would have been a way better fit in Indiana with the Pacers, and we're going to address them in another episode because I know from previous episodes I did in the offseason in regards to Malcolm Brogdon getting sent off to Boston, the Pacers are on a rebuild, and there's a couple players involved that need to be moved, and we're going to address that in another episode, so hold that. But they did, since they didn't get DeAndre Ayton, unfortunately, they're going with plan B, and we'll address that later. But since he's here reluctantly, hasn't really spoke to the coach, hasn't really communicated very well, there's tension there. Let's just call a spade a spade. Devin Booker, and I've talked to my man Antonio Turner over at the Heat Check podcast about this. Devin Booker was a great player on a bad team. Once his team got relevant and made it to the finals and lost to the Bucks, I've seen a decline in his, I don't want to say productivity, but just efficiency. Some players play better in chaos when the cameras are on them and not paying attention. I'm starting to think that Devin is more focused on being the celebrity of the team, the celebrity leader of the team versus the basketball leader of the team. Everybody knows Chris Paul is the leader of the team. That's not, but the problem with that is Chris Paul is 37, pushing up on 38 in year 17, going into year 18. And as I mentioned in previous episodes of the Heat Check podcast, Chris Paul's contract at this point is not guaranteed. He's playing on non-guaranteed team option contracts, meaning at any given moment they can waive Chris Paul. He can no longer be on this team at any given moment. They did that flexibility. He was nice enough and kind enough to do that to help the team out in case they had to move some money around. He knew he was getting up there in age. Production starting to dwindle and decline. So he didn't want to hold them hostage a la Russell Westbrook with the Lakers. So that being said, you got Michael Bridges. You still got him on a 4-year deal. He's good for the next 3 years. You still got Landry Shamet. Same thing. His expires same year as Bridges. You still got Cameron Payne. His expires in a couple years. You got back Torrey Craig. He's on a 2-year deal. Expires next summer. Again, it's one of those things where the team had a window, an opportunity to win a championship, and I feel like they ruined it. I feel like they dropped the ball, and now they're going to come up short. And it's unfortunate. But you had an opportunity to win. You should have finished it when you had a chance. You had the Bucks on the ropes, and you should have took them out. You were 2-0, and you blew it. So, all in all, I'm making this ISO mode to let people know that I am no longer on the Phoenix Suns support train when it comes to them winning a championship. I really wanted Chris Paul to get a ring in Phoenix. It looked promising. It looked amazing. They were number 1 in the West. It looked great. Team is solidly built. Great coach. Shout out to Monty Williams. Unfortunately, the Clippers have gotten better. The Warriors are still a problem. The Kings are on the come up. The Pelicans, as you saw the game against the Nets, how they whooped on the Brooklyn Nets on opening night for them. Need I say more? Denver's still a threat. They got Jamal Murray and Michael Porter back. There's too many. Dallas is still in the conversation with Luka. The Memphis Grizzlies are still in the Western Conference as of right now until they make this expansion deal with the Seattle and Vegas possibly getting teams. That's another ISO for another day. But the Phoenix Suns are not a top 5 team in the West anymore. It hurt me to say that. It hurt me to say that. They had a good 2-year window where they should have won a championship. And they couldn't get it done. They choked. And now the West has caught up to them and surpassed them. There's nothing else that really needs to be said. Best of luck to Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. Hopefully they can pull one together and prove me wrong. But as of right now, at best, I see him at the 6th seed. Anywhere between 6th to 8th seed. And if they don't get it together by All-Star break, they'll be in the play-in. And this has been another episode of GTA's ISO Mode. Make sure you follow me at Ty Slatter. Don't forget to follow GTA Sports Network, GTA Heat Check, all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and subscribing. It's Ty Slatter, and until next time, take care.